Good morning everyone. Welcome again. Today we will discuss central nervous system in chapter 3, the basis of brain human behavior, the basis of human behavior. So let's start central nervous system. Central nervous system is the center of all neural activities. It integrates all incoming sensory information and performs all issues motor commands to muscles and glands. So central nervous system is made up of brain and spinal cord. The brain constitutes about 1/50 of the body weight and lies within the cranial cavity. The brain parts are cerebrum, brainstem and cerebellum. Here you can see the division of central nervous system, human brain anatomy and CNS and PNS. These are two parts of nervous system. So before I start structure of brain, I want to discuss about brain and behavior. So the entire behavior is effectively managed and controlled by the coordination and functioning of nervous system. How we will behave in a particular situation depends upon the judgment of our brain. The sense impressions which are received through the sense organs do not bear any significance unless they are given a meaning by the nervous system. And we can examine the level of structure in the brain from its earliest to the most recent form in the process of evolution. The limbic system, brainstem, cerebellum are the oldest structure, while cerebral cortex is the latest development in the course of evolution. An adult brain weighs about 1.36 kg and contains around 100 billion neurons. So the most amazing thing of the brain is not its number of neurons, but its ability to guide human beings, human behavior and thought. So this is a structure. This is a division of central nervous system. Central nervous system has two parts, brain and spinal cord, and brain has three parts, forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Let's discuss all this one by one, step by step in detail. This is about brain. How does our brain produce behavior and mental process? And these are three parts, forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Let's start forebrain. Forebrain, it is considered to be the most important part of the brain because it performs all cognitive, emotional and motor activities. So we will discuss four major parts of forebrain: hypothalamus, thalamus, limbic system and cerebrum. Firstly, I will start about thalamus. Thalamus, it consists of an egg-shaped cluster of neurons situated on the ventral means upper side of hypothalamus. So it is important all sensory impulses pass through from thalamus to the higher centers. The thalamus has played an important role in control of sleep and alertness, and thalamus receives most sensory information before that information goes to the brain and acts as a relay for this information. The brain will then send the sensory information it processes back to the thalamus, where the thalamus helps focus attention on particular stimuli. Next is about hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is one of the smallest structure in the brain but plays a vital role in our behavior. It regulates physiological processes involved in emotional and motivational behavior such as eating, drinking, sleeping, temperature regulation, sexual arousal. It also regulates the internal environment of the body, heart rate, blood pressure, temperature, and regulates the secretion of hormones from the various endocrine glands. Next is about limbic system. It consists of structure in the thalamus, hypothalamus and cerebellum, which form a ring around the lower part of the forebrain. The limbic system, often called the emotional brain, functions the emotional aspect of behavior related to survival, memory, smell, pleasure, pain, rage and aggression, affection, sexual desires, etc. So it has close links with hypothalamus. Beside hypothalamus, the limbic system comprises the hippocampus and amygdala. Hippocampus plays an important role in long-term memory and amygdala plays an important role in emotional behavior. Next is about cerebrum. It is the most important and largest and complex part of the brain. The cerebrum is covered by a thick layer of tightly packed neurons called the cerebral cortex. It is divided into two hemispheres, left hemisphere and right hemisphere. So the Although the two hemispheres appear identical, functionally one hemisphere usually dominates the other. For example, left hemisphere usually control language behavior, and the right hemisphere is usually specialized to deal with images, special relationship, pattern recognitions. So this handle of melanated fibers called corpus callosum that carries messages back and forth between the hemispheres. So it is the largest part of brain, as I told you. Right and left hemisphere divided into left and right hemisphere. It is associated with the high brain functions such as thought and action. Cerebral cortex into four lobes, divided into four lobes also. These are four lobes you can see here: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and temporal lobe. And these are here locations of these four lobes. You can see on screen. So let's discuss about these four lobes. First is frontal lobe. Frontal lobe is nearest to the face. Motor cortex function control the body movement, and it's also concerned with cognitive functions such as attention, thinking, memory, learning, reasoning, but it also exerts inhibitory effects on autonomic and emotional responses. Next is occipital lobe. Occipital lobe near the back of the head, function sensory area for awareness. If right hemisphere is damaged, then loss of vision in the left. If left hemisphere is lost, then lost vision in the right. So next is temporal lobe. Temporal lobe along the side of each hemisphere's function concerned with hearing. It is responsible for hearing. It concerned with the processing of auditory information, memory for symbolic sounds and word resides here. Understanding of speech and written language depends on this lobe. If left hemisphere is damaged, the inhibitory to understand spoken words. And if right hemisphere is damaged, then we can recognize speech but unable to recognize other organization of sounds. And parietal lobe is mainly concerned with cutaneous sensation and their coordination with visual and auditory sensation. Here you can see with location these lobes functions: frontal lobe, eye and head movement, behavior and emotion, and speech. Parietal lobe, basic movement and sensation. Occipital lobe, visual recognition and vision. Cerebral, balance and muscle coordination. Temporal lobe is responsible for hearing. So today we have discussed about in central nervous system, about brain. Next time we will move further. Thank you.